Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Education. Can the Minister update the House on the progress of schooling in South Australia in Term 2?
Minister for Education.
Thank you, sir, and I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to answer this outstanding question from the member for King, who was talking to me about some of the things that she'd like to see in her local schools only this morning, as she does most days. Can I say that I would rather be in South Australia than any other place in the world at any time, but never more so than right now. And I think that parents, educators and students across South Australia are probably feeling that today as well. We have in South Australia the benefit of some outstanding teachers, some outstanding leaders and some outstanding educational support staff whose value to our community has always been important, but again, potentially never more appreciated than they have been over the last couple of months. I think particularly as parents, those parents who have had the joy of participating in some home education have potentially got an even better understanding of the value of the work that is done in our schools than they may have even had before. The way that they were able to professionally transition and prepare for what might have been seen as a necessary remote or online learning platform at the end of Term 1, when 34% of our students were at school, prepare for the opportunity to do that if necessary in Term 2, and then as the public health advice became even more strongly and confidently reassured by our public health officers that schools were safe, that the decision of the government to keep them open was wise, and indeed that parents could be encouraged to send their children back to school in Term 2, I think that is a way that the teachers have shown themselves at the fore of their professionalism and the importance of the work they do, and indeed all those school staff. And I make note of the fact that this Saturday, the 16th of May, is Education Support Personnel Day. So for all of the people who work in our schools, the business support officers, the SSOs, the groundskeepers, the people who work in a whole wide range of activities that enable the important work of our schools to continue, we pay particular tribute to them for this Saturday, and I encourage all members to engage with their schools in doing that. Now, throughout this, as we have done in every other aspect of government, we have focused on the health advice. Professor Spurrier and her team have been consistent that schools are low-risk environments. We have protocols in place for when school closures may be necessary, but otherwise they are a low-risk environment where students and staff should feel safe given particularly the cleaning and hygiene upgrades and enhancements that we've put in place. We've been consistent in that. Not everyone has, but I'm really pleased to see that the opposition, that other advocates around the public debate have also now come on board and are encouraging kids back to school. And parents in South Australia and families and educators can be proud that as of yesterday, we are now above 90% attendance in our South Australian schools. In fact, yesterday we tipped over 90.1%, 3.2% of students learning at home and 6.7% absent. 6.7 is actually significantly lower than usual in terms of absenteeism. We believe there's been some health benefits of people practising good hygiene and social distancing. Educators, parents and schools on the eastern seaboard, I think, look at us with a significant amount of envy. I acknowledge the great work that's being done in Western Australia and the Northern Territory, who have had consistent with us the same sort of advice, and I look forward to them. Western Australia is over 80%, as I understand. I look forward to them reaching the 90% goal that South Australia has set. And over the coming months, I'm sure the eastern states will catch up. This is so important for our students' education, our students' welfare, our students' social development, being able to be in school where they can be in discussions with their teachers, their colleagues, and take advantage of the facilities that are in our school environments. The students that the Premier and I spoke to at Parafield Gardens High School this morning certainly reinforced that, and I am very confident that we will see in the months and indeed years ahead the benefits of the strong decisions this government has taken, and I welcome the opposition's return to taking the scientific advice as they have done in the last couple of weeks.